Another question that I had from someone was, what does it mean to be a priest? And while I was thinking about this, I actually was thinking and praying, of course, and the Lord drew my attention to this book. I hope you can see the title of it. It's called Secrets of the Secret Place. And you know how it is. You just open a book up and you think, well, I'll just have a little potter through this. And I opened it up, and of course it gave immediately the answer to that question. What does it mean to be a priest? And it's about intercession. You know, the priests stood between God and the people, and that was their role, was to intercede. So our role as a priesthood is to intercede for the people around us. Not to intercede so that God might bring judgment on them, but to intercede that they might come to know Him, and if they're Christians, that you might understand one another better, because it's no good us pretending that we all get on beautifully in the body of Christ, because we don't. We rub each other up the wrong way, like a bag of stones knocking together, which of course is the whole idea of it. You know, in my early years, they used to polish stones to make jewellery of them, and they'd had a machine that you threw these stones round and round in. And as they knocked against one another, they became smooth, a bit like stones on the beach. If you think of the power that is exerted by the waves that roll those stones around every time the tide comes in and goes out, they're bashing together there until they're so beautifully smooth. You pick them up, don't you, and you say, well, a lovely smooth stone, and you take it home and you put it on your mantelpiece or something. That's what God does with us in the body of Christ, but that bashing around is meant for us to actually submit to the process, not to bite the ankle off the person who's being your particular grace grower at that moment. So the title of priest for us is that we stand in intercession, because we're like Esther, we can touch the throne. Whereas King Ahasuerus, I think it was, said up to half the kingdom. Jesus says the whole kingdom. I've given you the kingdom, it's free. So a majority of our time should be spent in interceding, in prayer for other people, but waiting first to find out what He wants us to pray. And that's our priestly duty. He's made us priests and kings. And we're kings because we rule in the midst of our enemies. Some of us feel more like the tail than the head most of the time. But actually we are the head and not the tail. Because He says, I've made you the head and not the tail. And unlike the world's values, the head lives a life of submission, not standing on its hind legs and shouting and protesting and marching to get what it wants. So there's a whole bundle of stuff wound up in that question. But I hope that for the moment that's answered it for you. God bless you. If you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you'd like to keep up to date with my videos, hit the subscribe button and turn your notifications on. But there is something else. If there's anything that you really want me to talk about, or a topic that you're particularly interested in and want more enlightenment on, would you use the comments section down below this message and let me know, because I do read everything that you ask and every comment that you make. God bless you all. Thanks for tuning in.